it's like, okay, I think you'd have fun with it.
Well, see, my big thing right now, I'm trying to grind today and tomorrow as much as I can on here because the new season's gonna start, and they're doing a little thing where you essentially want to make a new character every season, but I want my original character to be level 100 before I have to make a new character. And I'm like level 93 right now, about to be level 94.
Says your broadcast has been stopped.
What?
Yeah. Just tell me what your YouTube is.
No, it says, I have the option right here, it says stop broadcasting, it should still be going.
What's your YouTube?
I'm about to find out. So it should just be Lost Legend 951. No spaces.
951?
Yeah.
Or is it 952?
951, because that used to be my original name before I changed it. I had an old account that used to be by that name, and then crap happened, I was never able to log back into it, and you know, it just doesn't exist no more.
951.
Yeah. Should make it kind of like a black, blue, and red picture. I can't remember what that picture was. It was like an old one.
Callisto riot mode.
Oh yeah, I forgot to change the title. Oops. They can deal with it, I don't care. Which one do I want to do? I don't want to get absolutely freaking clapped though.
I'm just gonna watch it on my PlayStation.
Oh, so you should be able to.
Yeah, I just went to YouTube on my PlayStation, typed your name in, and...
Yeah, I had a couple buddies on earlier, but they got off because they work for shifts, like little bastards. Yeah, I forgot, that was the last thing I played was Callisto. I was doing like a riot mode, oh my god. That was awkward.
Yeah, I subscribe to you.
I don't even remember if I had any. Oh, fucking.
You got a trailer for your YouTube? I'm gonna watch it.
Wait, what? I have a trailer?
It says watch trailer, but then it just takes me straight to your live stream.
I was about to say, I was like, I used to have an old account that I used to stream from actively, but I quit that a long time ago. So I don't think I ever put any actual effort into this account.
Yeah.
Maybe if I ever start like actively streaming again, maybe. But now I won't deny it too. I won't deny this dungeon's actually way higher difficulty because I'm doing nightmares. You have like basic open world stuff, and then you have nightmare variants, which nightmares are a lot different. I won't be surprised if I die a couple times though, because again, they absolutely nerfed the hell out of our survival rate. Like basically before, that's a bitch. That's actually a bitch. Ain't no way. That's the only thing people are people are complaining about everything because they're dumb, but the only big thing they really did was decrease the armor by an insane amount. It's the only thing I cannot agree with, because now essentially the rogue got it the worst because they even nerfed our lifesteal ability to where there's only a chance for it to proc now, which is stupid because originally it already had a limit where you had to hit a crit for the lifesteal to kick in, and then they decided to make it on top of it having to be a crit. There's still also only a chance that it might actually heal you, which in my opinion is just absolutely retarded because it was already annoying enough as it was. Can't tell if this is gonna be annoying or not because that rock is gonna irritate the hell out of me, but it's like I didn't really have any other ones that weren't like stupid high tiered. I hate this game. I tried to teleport through the wall and it just hit the damn box instead. That's the only thing I'm trying to do right now. I'm literally just ignoring them so I can stay away from that stupid rock. Oh my god, damage though. It just feels so wrong now because normally you'd see my health would just be constantly going like up and down like crazy because of lifesteal. Now it's just I don't even heal half the time, so it's a little intimidating, just a little bit.
I like the menu. I like the way that the HUD's set up.
Oh yeah.
Are you playing the PvP?
No. This is just, I'm doing a solo nightmare dungeon right now. Nightmares are basically like endgame content. It's where all the hardest shit is.
Huh.
I would be doing like a tier 50 or higher, but because of the fact that they nerfed the hell. Oh. So you see the color? How that one looks kind of like a whitish, reddish.
Yeah.
That's a unique, which in this game uniques are stupidly rare. And there's a thing called ultra uniques too. If you get one of those, it's like literally everyone will tell you it's like winning the lottery. Like they're super hard to get. I know that one ain't it 'cause they haven't added any new ones yet. The main thing I'm looking for, if I see a one-handed sword that is unique, there's only one in the entire game that's one of the ultra uniques. This is probably this is a shit unique. I don't even care about it. It's Frostburn. But even then, uniques in general are just rare to find. Like they're basically the best gear in the entire game. They all have very exclusive abilities that you cannot get any other way in the game. But that one I feel like is kind of useless on the rogue unless you use an imbuement build, which is essentially just completely opposite from what I run. Good thing I was trying not to get hit by that. Like I said, normally I'm only on tier 39 right now, which even then, as you can clearly see, even on this tier, they still do quite a lot. But like if I was doing a normal dungeon, not a nightmare, it'd be way, way different. Bastard.
I guess I'll probably stay on for a little while.
Do it. No balls? Nah. Oh my god, the rocks though. Like you can tell, even for as high tier as this is, I just shred them within a matter of seconds. It's just the matter that I also take a little bit more damage than I wish I would. Oh shit. Like watch this for instance, I'll sit there and just like most of my attacks are just using my basic skill or my core skill. Like this guy right here. Dead. That's all I really gotta do. I just gotta give them that tap and they die instantly. But like if I use my ability, it's a difference. I'm not gonna use on these guys because they're just weak little suicide bombers. But like this guy right here, whole bunch of elites and stuff, right? And I just pop my ability, everything just drops like literally seconds. Now if I could stop getting hit by the bomb, that'd be awesome though. It's like the stupidest mission, so you have to. I don't like the kill all enemies, because usually when you have one like that, you get all these suicide bombers in here.
Yeah.
All it takes is that one time your abilities ain't ready, next thing you know you're like, oh, why am I dead? Yeah, I won't deny, they made characters die a lot faster. I hate that, but they also made loot a lot better, so it's very hyper-conflicting as of late.
Bruh.
I'm just being lazy right now. I'm just giving him like a couple taps and walking away. God, I hate that. You know I button mash because you'll hear that quite often. Just need more time, not ready yet. Need more time. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It was like that when I played Diablo 3.
I'm just over here like, don't do me like, oh, that's a lot of elites actually. Oh my god, there's so many spawning in. Oh my god. Fuck. That stupid rock, I knew it was gonna harass me in the corner. I was waiting on it too. I was like, watch, he's gonna get right up in my face. That's it, like, I feel like, especially, you remember the Butcher?
Yeah.
So in this game, he's literally, think of putting him on as many drugs as you can. That's basically what he is now. He literally is that kind of person who harasses the hell out of max level players and just farms them like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, I think he was telling me about that whenever we were talking at Walmart.
He's an interesting guy. I was hoping I could run into him and show you, but I've not seen him in a minute. He's not a common spawn now. He's like a rare. He's kind of like the loot goblins. They're very rare to see. The only difference is obviously loot goblin's not scary. You just randomly put a message in the chat.
Huh?
I see a little notification of a message, and I'm like, oh wait, this is a second person watching now. That's why. I was like, wait, what? Sad thing is, I was just gonna sleep through the entire day because I was absolutely exhausted. But I ended up waking up a little bit ago, and I was just like, eh.
Yeah. Did you work tonight?
Yeah.
What's your schedule like?
I'm part-time because, you know, dealing with all the extra crap at the moment.
Yeah.
I was surprised as hell that I seen you there of all places. I was like, what the hell?
You know, that wasn't the first time I saw you there, like, not like being weird, but I saw you, I saw you one day.
You didn't say hi, you dirty hoe?
Well, I didn't know if it was you or not, like, and plus I was there shopping with my mom.
Oh, dude, it threw me off so bad. You say that, but like, no, listen, one of the days I was there, I kid you not, some dude walks up to me, literally grabs me by the shoulder, and he goes, well, hey, how come you haven't talked to me all day? I was like, and he goes, oh shit, I don't know you, never mind. Cause like, as soon as I turned around, he saw my face. He was like, wait a minute.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know, I was like, alright.
But yeah, bro, like, you didn't know who I was at first, bro, and I'm like, the
Bro,
look that you gave me, the face that you gave me, before anything was said, I was like, yeah, he knows, he remembers me. I'm like,
I was like, wait a minute. To be fair, you cannot deny though, your look has changed quite a bit in the past.
Yeah, right, but I feel like I've seen you a couple times, like,
I swear to God, I look the same. I swear to God, I always look the same. I don't know why. My look does not change.
I mean, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing.
I don't know, man. I hate these. This is like the worst. Yeah, see, this is the worst event in the game. Look at that. It's they keep all three alive, they're all dead already. They literally die in one fucking hit.
That's funny.
Like, how the hell are you supposed to beat a mastery version if they all die within the first 2 seconds of the thing even starting? Like, there's no way in hell I could cover this entire room. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
The only good thing about it is since they're all, you know, dead trash now, I don't have to worry about keeping them alive, so if I have to, I was gonna say I could run away, but I just got absolutely shit on.
Hey, my bad if my mic starts tweaking, bro.
No, you're good. I was already hearing it too. It don't bother me.
Alright. I try to fix it, man. It just tweaks all the time.
I just heard that. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I need a new one.
Honestly, I do as well, but I'm trying to save for PS5 right now. Oh my god, okay, that's bad though.
Yeah.
That one hit me a lot harder than the first one. Have you noticed some of these have golden auras, some of them have white? The sacreds are actually worse. You want the ancestrals? Those are like endgame gear. So anything ancestral, you want to pick that up before anything else. Oh yeah, I got everything. Yeah, that's basically a dungeon for you. They're not bad. Obviously, like I said, you've clearly seen the survival rate's been dropped by a lot, so it's a little harder to stay alive, but it's also a little easier to kill things, if that makes any sense. But then again, I'm also a close range unit. I don't just get to sit in the back and snipe everything.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it's like the big thing though is like,
hold up, bro.
If you're a ranged unit, you don't have it.
No, I've gotta This one has its own problems, bro.
What'd you do? What'd you do, sir? What'd you do this time?
This will do nicely.
Can you hear me? Oh no.
Yep.
Can you hear me at all?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I was like, man, just disappeared on me, right?
Yeah, no, I switched mics, bro. I've got this cheap little Walmart headset.
Alright, so funny. Look at the sell value on this, right?
Jesus.
No. Here's the thing. That's actually not that much, because look how much gold I have on the bottom.
Where? Oh.
Yeah,
Damn.
but now here's the thing. That was only 25,000. Look how much a unique sells for. Well, that's actually a pretty cheap one, but I have one that sells for 250,000. Which, like, as you can see, like you can see right there, it's got
96,000.
a chance to freeze enemies on lucky hits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's certain ones that get like special abilities and stuff, basically. But okay, I keep seeing random messages pop up on the screen, and now I'm actually curious. I don't even want to see it. It's starting to bother me now at this point. I'm like, I want to know.
You could just hold PlayStation button and then just like.
Oh, wait, what the hell? I don't even. Somebody put sweaty Fortnite balls, bruh.
What the heck?
That's what it says on here.
Nah, that was me, bro.
I go to see what it is, and that's all I read. I'm like, oh no. It was a regret. I shouldn't have read it. Swear. I'm trying to get freaking. There's two aspects I gotta replace now because they did nerf a couple of them too. Wait. Enigma.
I'm gonna play a little bit of UFC.
Bro, this guy's trying to sell gear in the game. Look at that on the chat on the bottom right. I'm dead. No one ever sells in-game. There's actually a Discord for it where people do it at. That's why when I saw that just now, I was like, what the hell am I looking at?
I'm gonna get right out of UFC.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
I said I'm gonna get right a little bit of UFC.
Oh, hold on. So look at this real quick. The Paragon
Oh, I
board.
gotta go back.
No, this is what the Paragon board looks like now.
Huh.
Yeah, you basically, you can branch it off however you want, like that right there. You can attach them however you want. This is just the way I found to be the best working for a rogue. But, you know, obviously you got like rare nodes like that right there. You got legendary nodes, have their own little unique abilities, and you have glyphs. But this one right here was huge. So this right here used to be crit damage for core skills only, which is my Twisting Blade I was showing you. Now they changed it to where it just affects every skill in the game. So that's just like a huge thing. And then this one isn't really for the buff, it's for that skill, because you know it's basically every enemy I touch automatically becomes vulnerable now, which is just super useful in general. And this one is just physical damage. It doesn't work for my traps, but it works for my attack, my skills, basically.
Yeah.
So, plus, you know, the whole, every time I hit them, they take 1% more damage up to 10. Because if I combine that with my legendary thing down here, you know, vulnerable, which they automatically are vulnerable, it does up to 15%. So I'm essentially getting 2% up to 25 every time I hit them. It's like one of those things where I just get stronger and stronger the longer the fight goes on. This one, look at the fucking percent on that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I got a lot of buffs off of that one.
That's wild.
Yeah, no, that's why I do so much damage. The way I have my thing set up right now is just insane. I'm trying to build over here right now.
You get 29 plus intelligence. Glyph socket.
Oh yeah, no, so essentially it's like this right here. If you read it, it says 34 out of 25. So if you read the top, it says for every 5 intelligence, you get 9.9% more crit damage. And if you get the whole 25, that's when you get that second perk. Like, you know, for this one, the second perk is the crit strikes get 12% of my energy back. So essentially, that's why. That's the only reason I used 2 points over here to branch off, is because I was trying to get the max amount that I could.
Huh.
Yeah, so I ended up doing it that way. Actually, how much is it? Yeah, 34. But yeah, the ones I don't have many levels left to go, so I'm just trying to get what I can for right now. I'm working towards getting that one, because, you know, 32% more damage. Elites are like the only thing that really can threaten me nowadays. So, I'm trying to work towards that. And then I'm going to go up through here and try to grab this one, because 20% more vulnerable damage is going to be a huge buff to me as well. And then I'm going to grab this glyph right here, because the last glyph I'm wanting to do is the one I've been leveling right here, which is, you know, damage to close targets, which is going to be a huge thing for me, especially because it gives you that 10% damage reduction to close enemies. And since they took away a lot of damage reduction, I need as much as I can get now, because I am feeling the pain. But yeah, oh, yeah, hold on, the thing I was trying to show you earlier, the uniques in this game have very interesting abilities. I've not gotten any great ones, but like this one right here, like most gear you find has maybe 500 thorns, that's got 10,500. It's just basically one of those things where you could essentially make a build where you could go AFK in a PvP arena. If they hit you, they'll most likely end up killing themselves just trying to kill you.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to watch though. And then you got this one, which is, I don't use bows, so I don't really care for them, but this one's supposed to be like, you can get more energy and you have a chance of doing double damage. Or no, this one's the critical strike one, never mind. This is the double damage one right here. And it knocks back the target. And this is the new one. They just, ironically, they just added that in the patch today. And the first thing I do, I get on the game, do one dungeon, I somehow pulled it. And I got a high roll on it too. It sounds interesting because the whole thing where it says penetrating shot can bounce off of walls. And, you know, makes them vulnerable if you hit them in the back. Again, I don't use bows, but it would be interesting because that crit chance. Like, my build, I don't use range attacks, so I never use my bow. So it's like, it's mainly a stat stick. Like, mine, the damage to close enemies and core skill, that doesn't do nothing because I don't use ranged attacks, but the dexterity and all stats do apply to me. So it's like, it's literally just a stat stick, that's all it's there for. Now this is actually good for certain builds. It's if you have a combo point build, it just gives you your energy back really fast. And you've already seen Frostburn. Grasp of Shadow, I hate it. I really do. They buffed the chance of it recently, but it's like, it has a chance to summon a Shadow Clone that'll do whatever the last attack you did was, if it's summoned. But it's just, I've tried, and I just feel like it's not worth it. I don't know, I don't like it. This one though, I thought it was bad, but I've seen people make builds off of it on videos. And you can basically have a spam build with your rain of arrows if you use a range build, and you can just have so many imbuements going off, it explodes all over the map. It's actually kind of funny. I just don't have the gear for it, so I'd rather just stay spec'd in what I have.
I'm gonna just go buy Diablo right now. You
really should. Oh, yeah, look at the sell price of these, by the way. 216,000, 90,000, 91. Some of them are cheap. 196, 343. God damn. I didn't know. Oh, that's the new bow. That's why. I was like, why is it sell for so much? 287,000. I think it's just the bows in general. Yeah, 367,000. I think it's just the bows. These, now the boots I do like. These right here leave behind a trail of frost that chills enemies. But it's funny because it literally, when you walk around, you actually see a giant ice straw falling behind you, so it looks kind of cool. And then you got my favorite dagger, which its whole unique ability is essentially every time you hit an enemy, you get more attack speed up to 30%. Which, I got a crappy roll on mine, as you could tell, but I mean, it is what it is. And then the most useless one in the entire game, because, here, look what it says, right? Unless it hits a boss or a player, Death Trap, which is that big purple one that slashes a bunch of times. It's that skill, essentially. It says unless it hits a boss or a player, it'll continue to rearm itself until it kills an enemy. Now remember, I have so much damage, it's going to kill an enemy no matter what. And it says, however, it increases the cooldown by up to 20%. The only time that would be useful is if it didn't one-shot an enemy, which would be a boss, and it already says if it hits a boss or a player, it won't. So why would anyone in the game ever use that? Rogues are made for damage in the first place, so unless you were running like a absolute freaking super tank rogue that does no damage at all, which makes no sense for a DPS character, that's so useless. It really is. But I mean, most of them are pretty decent. You can make builds that work with them pretty well. I haven't actually... Oh, I was like, is that the unique? But no, I said most of them are pretty decent though. This one I think is interesting because there's a build where I've actually seen some dude make a build for it. He 1v3'd a group of people by being AFK. Because there's like a thing where you can get up to like a 60% chance for the thorn to spread to all enemies around you. So, you know, they were trying to hit him and they just kept chain spreading it and killed each other off by trying to attack him. He had like a little bit of HP left, like he was almost dead, but they all died just from attacking him while he's AFK. That should say a lot as it is. But I think all of them so far, my favorite one is the dagger right there, but the big thing I'm trying to get, like I said, there's ultra uniques in the game. There's one really, really good, well actually there's two for the rogue specifically, but one of them works for necromancers as well. There's a ultra unique sword called Doombringer, which is the only one in the entire game that gives damage percent, like for instance what's on this chest piece, that where it just says solid damage right there, which applies to everything in the game. It is the only sword in the game that can get that. It also gets health percentage, which is the only one in the game that gets actual percent, not just like a flat HP. And then its unique ability is super good. It's like, I think it's a 20% chance for every attack in game will explode a aura of shadow damage, and any enemy hit by it does 20% less damage to you. Was just really freaking good. That's like what I need to keep myself alive. And then the helmet, I don't even remember what its ability is. Literally the main reason to have it. It is the only equipment in the entire game that gets lifesteal. Now consider a glass cannon that does stupid damage, and then you're adding lifesteal based off of damage dealt. It would make it where essentially if you cannot be one-shot, then you can never be killed in the game. So as you can imagine, I kind of want both of those pretty bad.
Look.
What? That was a player, it just said that. I have no idea why though. I forgot I was going over here to see if I could, I'm trying to see if the gloves that I had were better than the one I just got. 24% chance. 21, but it has max crit chance. Yeah, I'm actually gonna get rid of my old one. The old one does have a higher percent freeze rate, but it has the lowest roll for crit chance in the game, which is just really depressing. Oh, can you still see it or no?
No, it's just weird.
Well, I was gonna say one thing. This is the one thing I hate the most right now. The only thing that really hurt me, what kind of agitated me, was so as a rogue, right, that ability I told you they nerfed that was like game defining. So it's called Siphoning Strikes. Here it says critical strikes against close enemies heal you for 3% of your max health, but they changed it. Now it says critical strikes have a 75% chance to heal you, but for some reason, I don't know why, but it never procs for me. Like I used to, and for a 75% chance, I do not see it proc hardly that much, and it actually agitates me. I remember when they done me dirty like that, I was like, there ain't no way. I can't remember, but I think, unless it came out in this patch, if you do get it today, but like before tomorrow, if I remember correctly, I should be able to speed level you. But if it was on this patch, it's gonna be different because essentially, like, all you have to do is beat your main quest, and if you do that, I can basically just carry you through the capstones and get you to the higher tier worlds and then just bring you to like really hard dungeons and basically just solo them to level you up. But if it was in this patch, you have to hit level requirements to go into the new tiers. I just can't remember if they did it now or if they're doing it for Season 1.
Huh. I don't know when I'll be able to get Diablo.
I was thinking Season 1's coming out on the 20th, which is basically tomorrow since it's now the 19th.
Yeah. It is 12:30.
Yeah, it's getting later and later. There's one thing, I've been trying to find one thing in this game so far, I have yet to find it since I've had this game. And the sigil, like the one that I popped to summon that dungeon, there's one you can get called Magic Find, which is basically, you know, like, you give a super high chance of getting a lot of good gear. Like, it just basically really raised rates for good gear.
Yeah.
And I have literally yet to find one. It's making me mad. Because, like, if you're hunting for, like, you know, endgame gear, that's, like, the main thing you want to go for. So the fact that I haven't seen a single one yet, I'm over here like, why you do this to me, game? Trying to see if the big dungeon I've been trying to do is called Alderwood, which is basically the highest chance in game for one-handed swords. And as you can imagine, you know, one-handed sword, which means if a unique drops, there's no unique one-handed swords in the entire game besides the ultra unique. So if I ever do see a one-handed sword, you know, at that point it's guaranteed it can only be that one. Like, there's no other chance of anything else. So as you can imagine, I'm kind of like real big trying to get it right now. The helmet's gonna be really hard to get because there is already... Actually, I don't think there is a unique helmet for the rogue. So I think if I ever do get a helmet, it can only be an ultra unique, but there's two in the game. One of them is called Harlequin's Crest. I don't really care for it, to be honest, though. It's basically +4 to, like, its unique abilities, you get +4 to all skills, but that doesn't count for passive skills, just active skills. So, it's like, yeah, I mean, that's decent, but at the same time, I would be losing my helmet to replace it with that one. And the aspect on my helmet makes it where if enemies are crowd controlled, I get 24% damage resistance and I get 15% movement speed if they do manage to hit me while they're crowd controlled. But I'm also losing max health and dexterity, which all that damage reduction in those stats is a huge loss for me, to be honest. So it's like, yeah, I'd rather have the other one. Because life's, like, any game you play, if you ever played any RPG games in your life, you know, like, usually the way to go is have a character that does stupidly high damage and then just give him lifesteal, and now you're just set for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I still remember when I was a lot younger, I used to play RPG games a lot, like I was a big fan into them. And I learned very quickly because I used to like one-handed swords, and warriors were like always the class back then that used them. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just use warrior classes. The next thing you know, you end up, all like the in-game currency, you end up spending it all on like 500 potions because you realize no one plays healer. And you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna keep wasting every bit of currency I get and keep getting farmed a lot. So yeah, this is totally useful. And then you realize lifesteal is a thing, and you could just go with a high damage character and have a lot of lifesteal. And you know, most games usually give it to rogues, because rogues had like low defense, so lifesteal is like their thing. And you know, if it's a game that you have 10,000 health max and you're hitting 1,000,000 damage, you literally need 1% lifesteal, and you're basically set the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, in this game, when I found like the only other version of lifesteal they had was for the rogue, and now they finally nerfed it. It's just, I don't know, I'm a little agitated now.
I feel it.
Like right there, I just attacked a horde of enemies. Normally, I would have already been back to full HP by then. Yeah, no, I'm not back at full HP right now. Makes me mad. Nah, that's crazy to me, in my opinion. Like, how are you gonna... I could understand if they didn't touch anything else, but if you're gonna lower so many damage reduction perks, making it where they literally die in one hit to practically everything, how are you gonna take away the lifesteal on top of that?
I feel that.
Like, a lot of the things that they nerfed, I feel like people are just being babies about, but there are some things that I feel truly deserve hatred. But like a lot of people are crying about they lowered critical damage and vulnerable damage, but here's the thing. They also buffed damage with dual-wielded weapons, which kind of counters that. They buffed physical damage, they buffed freaking shadow damage, they buffed elemental damage, and then on top of that, they changed that one perk that I showed you earlier to where it does critical damage to all skills in general now, so that basically completely counteracted the whole point of the whole critical being lowered, because I just give you a massive buff to critical damage. So it's like, are you really losing anything? I don't know, sometimes people just kind of baby about it, they don't even actually read into it.
I feel that. Not bad, bro. I feel like I'm being a dickhead. I'm just tired.
No, you're good, I know. I can tell by your voice.
I hit my pen. I'm like, normally it don't make me tired, but I don't know.
I mean, it don't help, to be fair, that you're not used to being up late like I am.
No, I am used to being up late. I don't know why.
I was say, but you stay up all throughout the night until morning, though?
I do sometimes.
Sometimes. I do it for work. That's the difference.
Yeah. But sometimes, like, if I smack, I'll go to bed.
Oh, and hell, you already seen when I get freaking... I have my moments when I get, like, high or drunk, I just, like, get super tired for some reason sometimes.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm about to lay down and play the game. Or just lay down and listen to you talk to me about
That's a whole mood. I do wish you had it already though, 'cause this game's actually kind of addicting.
I'll get it eventually.
See, my big thing was like I said, I'm just a big fan of RPG games, so whenever I found out that they actually have one that's kind of hyped up, like people are saying it's probably going to be good, you know, I had to figure out some way to get it, because that's like a childhood memory right there.
Yeah, Diablo's always been good.
That's what I was kind of mad, I never got to play the old ones. Which, as you can imagine, money issues.
Yeah, facts. Oh yeah, this bed. This been calling my name all fucking night.
Dude, no, when I got home after work, I kid you not, I literally slept until like I think 5 or 6 p.m. Like, I did not wake up at all. I came out of the room, and I was just sitting there like, oh my god, look how late it is already.
I'll probably work third shift whenever I get my job.
It's fun though,
Like
it really is.
Yeah, I'm used to staying up a lot. I could definitely do it for work.
Yeah, I still got my stupid insomnia, so I couldn't sleep even if I wanted to.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You sound like you're about to just straight croak.
One.
What? Do what?
I'm looking at YouTube, and there's a 43-second long video. It came out 14 years ago.
Oh
It's
my
24 million views. And it's called One Man, One Jar.
Oh no, don't.
It's on YouTube, right? So it can't be bad.
No, I guarantee it's probably bad if it has that kind of name. You know I'm not wrong. If it has a name like that, it's probably pretty bad. Man's gonna try to watch it and he's gonna see the most scarring thing in his life.
No, dude, they're nothing compared to the actual one that I saw. But I remember back in like 6th or 7th grade, there was this video that went around.
Oh,
This
I know.
dude shoving a chart.
I know,
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh man. But
And then it
I'm
just
desensitized.
explodes.
Yeah, and cuts him from the inside. I'm
I would
desensitized now. I could sit there and just watch stuff like that all day.
Dude, I'm like, for me, the issue is I can imagine it happening to myself, so I feel the pain. So it's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm talking like, you have that moment you see someone like get hurt in such like a weird way, like you feel that pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that crap kills me.
Yeah, man, I used to get on like gore websites all the time.
Oh god.
That's
No! Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. There is a PC game on Steam. It is super cheap, but it's actually really fun. It is the most hyper-violent, gory game in the world. Like, I'm telling you, it is more than screwed up. Well, like, if you understood, it's called, if you look it up, it's called Fear and Hunger. And, oh my god, that game goes beyond the definements of humanity's limit. I tried playing that, and I can tell you right now, my first few attempts were not pretty at all. Hell, I think the first one, I literally started off, right? Like, you start off outside of a dungeon that you're supposed to be entering. The reason why depends on what character you start as, because they all have, like, their own, like, backstories and everything. Hold on, let me